If your brain were a muscle, smartphones would be the couch it never leaves, and every scroll is another hour lying still, not for your body, but for your mind. You're letting your brain shrink, not by choice, but by unconscious habit. And the scariest part is, you don't even notice it happening. When was the last time you were truly deep in real boredom without reaching for your phone? Can you remember? Because your brain can't, and that is a serious problem. Recent studies show Brazilians spend an average of 9 hours a day in front of screens, and in less than 20 years, our environment has changed more than in 2 millennia, while your brain remains the same survival device it always was. Our ancestors evolved in silence, in nature, in reflection. They spent hours tracking animals, reading stars, sitting by a fire. They trained the muscle of attention, imagination, deep thought, and through that, they built civilizations, languages, philosophies. They literally thought us into existence. Now imagine that ancient brain inside TikTok. Boom! Endless scrolls, likes, comments, swipes in a casino of lights and sounds. And it wasn't made for this. But here's the shocking point. Your brain adapts, only it doesn't always adapt in your favor. Let's unpack this. Attention has become a commodity. We've reached the point where the attention economy has the power to change who you are. Attention is a valuable currency, and tech companies convinced you that you control where your mind goes. But it's being externally yanked. Each ping, buzz, pop-up is like a magician snapping his fingers to distract you. You think you're in charge, but you're not. And even worse, multitasking is an illusion. Your brain does not do 2 things at once. It jumps from one to the other, and each jump carries a heavy cognitive cost. It's like driving in stop-and-go traffic, exhausting and inefficient. If you've ever felt drained after a day of doing nothing online, it's because your brain spent the whole day running a marathon of micro-decisions, rapid task switches, and shallow focus. You burned energy without making progress. And the more you train your mind to switch tasks, the harder it gets to stay still. Idleness becomes withdrawal, and boredom becomes unbearable. What is boredom? It's the fertile ground where ideas are born. It's the empty space your mind needs to wander, imagine, create. Without boredom, there is no innovation, and we're losing it fast. Now turn to memory. If you don't focus, you don't remember. Memory is not a camera, it's a story editor. And if you don't pay attention while the story is happening, it never leaves draft status. That's why you can't recall the video you watched 2 hours ago or the article you skimmed yesterday. It never made it to long-term storage because you didn't give it enough attention to matter. Your brain filters for meaning, and meaning requires attention. As your life becomes increasingly fragmented by distraction, you form fewer meaningful memories. Your life becomes a blur of moments, vivid as they happen, invisible once they pass. And guess what? Your brain adapts to this too. It stops bothering to store things because it knows you'll just Google everything again. We're outsourcing memory to machines and losing the mental muscle that connects ideas, remembers details, and thinks independently. There is a hidden puppeteer behind all of this: dopamine. This molecule of motivation makes you desire, not necessarily enjoy. Today, your brain lives on a constant dopamine drip. Every notification, every scroll, every red dot on your screen was designed to trigger dopamine, not to feel good, but to keep you coming back. It's the slot machine effect, unpredictable rewards that create a feedback loop. The more you indulge, the more your brain expects that high as the default. And the more it expects, the harder it becomes to enjoy anything that demands time. Reading a book becomes a struggle. Being silent feels boring. Long conversations feel like too much. Why? Because none of that delivers a fast dopamine hit. And this shift changes everything. It lowers your pleasure threshold. You need louder, faster, more intense sensations just to feel anything. The real world starts to feel dull. This is digital addiction, and it's everywhere. And thinking? We are only skimming the surface. Deep thinking is like diving. It requires time, calm, and effort to go beneath the surface. Yet most of us live on the surface, reading headlines, jumping through videos, ignoring nuance. You start a video and skip to the middle, You scan an article and jump to the conclusion. You open a book, but 3 pages in, you check Instagram. It's not your fault. Your brain has learned that deep thinking isn't rewarding enough, and what isn't rewarded withers. What does that mean long term? We lose subtlety, patience, the ability to sit with discomfort over ideas that don't resolve in 10 seconds. We become manipulable because shallow minds react, not question. We confuse emotion with truth and mistake repetition for wisdom. The good news is this is reversible. Neuroplasticity is the hidden superpower of your brain. It means your mind can change, adapt, and grow, even after years of distraction, but only if you intentionally train it. So, let's train. Start slow, like a beginner. Weightlifter. 25 minutes of focused work with no phone, no notifications, 1 set, then rest, repeat. That's the Pomodoro technique. It seems simple, but it reshapes attention systems rapidly. Then read real books, long, challenging ones, even if you must reread the same page 5 times at first. That is your brain stretching. That is the burn of progress. Meditate, not to empty your mind, but to notice when it wanders and gently bring it back. Each time you do that, you earn a mental rep. You strengthen the weight of attention, redesign your environment, establish screen-free hours, sleep without your phone, eat without distractions, let your mind digest. And most importantly, get bored. Let it happen. Stare out the window. Walk without music. Let your brain wander. That is where ideas live. This isn't about escaping the digital world. It's about stopping drowning in it. It's about swimming with intention, choosing when to dive and when to float. Reclaim the parts of yourself that screens have silenced. Because this is not just about your brain. It's about your identity, your dreams, your relationships, your life. You are not a product. You are not a click. You are not a data point. You are a mind, living, growing, thinking, and you deserve to control it again. So I ask, who are you becoming? Not who your feed wants you to be, nor who your algorithm expects, but the real you, beneath the noise. Because your brain is listening, and it's already changing. Choose what it becomes.